Hi there, folks. Once again, it's me sharing the visions and insights that I believe I've received over the years about the 1,000 Years of Peace. And this one is specifically regarding our positions of authority during the 1,000 Years of Peace. It's very complex to explain, and at the same time it's quite simple. First, to start off with, as I'd mentioned before, during the 1,000 Years of Peace, there are going to be three kinds of beings walking around on the renewed earth. And that will be angels, who will still be helping out people. They will no longer need to be hidden. And then there will be the regenerated people, that being those of us that are alive now, before the 1,000 Years of Peace. When we get our regenerated bodies, we will be there as well. The Lord will give us each a piece of land to inhabit and to call our own. And then there will be the natural people, the flesh and blood people, the survivors of Armageddon, those who have come out of the tribulation period and did not die in Armageddon or the apocalypse. We, the regenerated, on the first day of the 1,000 Years of Peace, that unique day, and I'll talk about that on a different video. On that unique day, we'll be out there looking for them, looking for the survivors wherever they may be, in tunnels or in underground malls or in survival shelters or wherever they are. They will be the natural people, the flesh and blood people, who will have children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren that will grow up during the 1,000 Years of Peace, and they will repopulate the planet. But because they still have the old Adamic nature, they will still be prone to choosing sin. Even in a time of peace where God is obvious to everybody, some of them will still choose the ways of the flesh, the ways of rebellion and nature. But it's at the end of the 1,000 Years of Peace that the very last time will come to weed them out. That's when Satan will be released for a season, for about 4 months or so, to tempt the last of the people who can be tempted, those of the flesh and blood nature. We, the regenerated, of course, will not be prone to sin of any kind or to thinking about sin. And so when Satan is released, he won't be able to bother us. He won't be able to tempt us in any way. So it'll be our duty then to help people to choose the right way and to limit the number of people that will choose the ways of sin. But in terms of authority and position, during the 1,000 Years of Peace, like I said, there's going to be the three kinds of beings walking around: the angels, the regenerated, and the flesh and blood people. It's the flesh and blood people that will need to be governed by people who have positions of authority. And out of the regenerated people, those with the resurrection bodies who will be there will be two kinds of regenerated people. Those who are there, who just got into heaven by the skin of their teeth, who have a single crown, the crown of salvation. They will also have a place on the planet, on the 1,000 Years of Peace, but they won't be given positions of authority, because one, they've never studied the Bible. They didn't take the time to get to know the Lord, and so, because of their lack of knowledge, they won't be given positions of authority. As you can read in the book of Revelation, the 7 letters to the churches, you read those and you will find out exactly who the people are of the regenerated and what kind of positions they will get, positions of authority there. So those who have taken the time to get to know the Lord, to get to know God, to become friends with God, who are in touch with the Holy Spirit, they pray all the time, they go to church mostly regularly, or I should say they go to church consistently, if not all the time, and they know the Bible. They know the Bible well. They've spent their time in the Bible and getting to know it. So these are the overcomers that will be granted positions of authority, and various kinds of positions of authority. As the parable of the talents tells us, when we're faithful with a few things, the Lord will add more. And then when we're faithful with that, we'll get even more, and so on and so on. And some of the people will become what can be likened to mayors of cities. I believe the strongest of the believers, let's say the Spurgeons and the Wigglesworth, Billy Graham and David Maines, people like that who are good, strong Christian believers, they will have the highest positions of authority during the 1,000 years of peace. And everybody else after them will have lower positions. And it goes all the way down. I can only liken it. I can see the images in my head. It's just hard to put into modern day 21st century terms. So I just drew this little this little chart here. Hold on a sec. And as you can see, Jesus is at the top. He's the king and the judge. The 24 elders will be under him, and I believe there'll be 12 from the Old Testament and 12 from the New Testament, those being the patriarch fathers and those being the apostles. And then from there, they will govern the 24 regions. I believe there will be 24 regions throughout the planet. And from there, the church leaders, the Billy Grahams and the Spurgeons, will be granted positions of higher authority in terms of something like presidents or prime ministers. And then the governors after that will be the strong church leaders. And then after that, the mayors will be us, the church bodies, those who spend our time getting to know the Lord. And then there'll be district leaders after them, and then from there there'll be community leaders in neighborhoods governing the natural people as well as the believers who just got in with a single crown. These people will still need to be governed in terms of making sure that the community or the city is run efficiently, and it'll be believers who are granted those particular positions. To be the mayors, to be the governors, to be the district leaders, to be the community leaders, and whatnot. As for myself and my relationship with the Lord and my time with Him, I don't think I'm going to be a mayor or anything like that, primarily because I don't want a position that high. The Lord knows my skills and my talents and what I can be used for. If He wants to assign me a position like that, fine, I'll take it. But as for myself, I would rather a lower position, because there are still other things that I would like to do. There are a lot of other ways I would like to lead as well. I would like to help lead a team that will be building jetpacks, and a team that will help be building cars and vehicles that run efficiently, as well as leaders to help create games of leisure and entertainment for people to enjoy during that time. So in terms of being a leader of a city or a country, that's not for me. But again, the Lord knows what I'm capable of, and if He wants to assign me that, well, it'll happen. And it's the same for you too. Whatever you feel that you can do during the 1,000 years of peace will be what the Lord wants you to do. He's not going to assign us positions that we don't want. We're not going to be assigned positions that will be a burden to us. And in terms of governing and leading our positions of authority, because we'll have our regenerated bodies, it's not like we're going to get tired or stuff like that. So being able to do all the fun things that we want to do, as well as having all the positions of authority that the Lord calls us to, doing those things will be really easy.